Hello, I'm Julia, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about landscape architecture as a career choice. But to start off, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Julia Valles. I graduated high school in 2017 from Eastwood High School. I currently attend UTEP, but I didn't start my college career there. I started at NMSU in Las Cruces, but quickly realized it wasn't for me. It's a beautiful school, but I prefer to be at home, so I transferred to UTEP, and it was the best thing I did. I am currently a nursing student here at UTEP and will hopefully graduate with my bachelor's in nursing soon. So, since we're talking about careers, I think we should talk about architecture. So what is architecture? The actual definition is the art or practice of designing and constructing buildings. Fancy, right? But all this means is that these people, or architects, are in charge of building our homes, malls, restaurants, parks, you name it, and they do it. An example of when you have probably been an architect and didn't even realize was when you played Minecraft. Yep, Minecraft, because you are building houses and roads and all the essential things a city needs. So while you're sitting there having fun and building your little town, you're actually doing something that an architect does every day. So even though architects have a really big job, there's actually different branches or specialties in the field. So today we're going to focus on landscape architects. So what these architects do is that they specialize in planning and designing land areas for projects such as parks and other recreational facilities. So this includes airports, highways, hospitals, schools, anything, courtyards, whatever you think of, they're the ones that specialize in doing it. So they design it and they also execute the project. So for example, here in El Paso, the fountains at Farrah were actually designed and executed by an architect from Dallas. So the next question is, what do landscape architects actually have to do? So what they have to do is they have to analyze data on conditions such as site location, drainage, or structure locations for environmental reports or plans. They have to confer with clients, engineering personnel, or architects on projects. So even though this particular architect is in charge of the project, he has to get other architects on board in order for them to help him produce the project correctly. So for example, UTEP Centennial Plaza just got redone. And the architect in charge of Centennial Plaza had to study UTEP because UTEP has a unique style to it. So all the architects that work with UTEP have to know the style. Landscape architects have a lot of projects, for example, the front of this house. So you probably think that people just hire some random person to do this, but actually they have to hire an architect in order for the architect to design it. Just like in big cities like San Antonio, the San Antonio River Walk isn't an actual river, it's man-made. So they had to get an architect that was specialized in waterworks in order for the river to run smoothly without causing any damage to the city. So do you know who Frank Lloyd Wright was? Frank Lloyd Wright was an American architect, interior designer, writer, and educator whose creative period lasted for more than 70 years. He designed more than 1,000 homes, of which 532 were actually completed. His main goal was to incorporate the surrounding landscapes into his homes without damaging the surrounding environment. So like his most famous piece, Falling Water, it's a home where he incorporated the waterfall instead of cutting it off to hurt the environment. However, in order for him to create such beautiful homes, he had to get an education. I know, you're saying more school, but trust me, in the long run, it is better for you. So some suggested majors are environmental design or architecture, or simply landscape architecture if the college that you decide to go to has that degree plan available for you. For this career, it is required to at least have a bachelor's degree in order to get certified or be able to get a job with this career. However, there are many other careers that you can choose instead of just landscape architecture that are related to architects. So now we come to the most important part of our video, where to study. You were told since day one in school that you have to do a lot of research of where you want to go to school and be sure that the school that you choose is where you want to go and that they offer your degree plan. So there are 117 schools nationwide that offer this specialty or classes needed to pursue a bachelor's degree in landscape architecture. Some schools are Arizona State in Tempe. There is also Oklahoma State University, and of course, the University of Texas at El Paso that offer all these courses for you. So another word that we read a lot when looking for a career is skills. So you probably think skills are something very basic that everyone should already know, but each job has something different that they need. So some skills that are required for landscape architects are active listening, reading comprehension, speaking, coordination, operation analysis, judgment and decision making, writing, critical thinking, and many more. So for judgment and decision making, what they mean is that if you design a plan and you know what you want, you have to decide and be able to tell people what you want, how you want it done, and how quickly you want it done. So it's a very big part of the whole career. So we went over the education requirements and the skills that a landscape architect needs in order to be successful in his career. All we need is salary now. So your average hourly wage will be about $33 per hour, which means from drafting to completing construction, you'll be making about $68,000 per year. However, landscape architecture is a very competitive career. There are a total of 19,420 people employed nationwide with these degrees. However, that doesn't mean that you can't do it. So depending on how expensive the project is going to be, that also depends on how much you will be getting paid per year and per hour. So we learned a lot about landscape architects today. I didn't know half of this stuff, so it was very cool to research all of this for you guys because I got to learn some of it too. So just in case you guys got lost somewhere or just need a refresher, here goes a recap. Landscape architects are responsible for the design and looks of neighborhoods, malls, and parks. So your neighborhood park, your front lawn, the medians you see on the streets and stuff, they're all made and designed by a special architect. And none of it could have happened without his designs or a really good team in order to help him execute it. So they make about $33 an hour, which sums up to $68,000 annually. Again, all of this could change depending on how big the project is. You need at least a bachelor's degree in architecture or another related career, and there's a lot of options school-wise where you can go to and study to become a landscape architect. All you have to do is not give up and put a lot of hard work and dedication into it. So now that we learned a lot about landscape architects, maybe this is what you decide to do. Maybe you'd like to do this. So maybe you want to create parks like Central Park or these fancy mazes with grass or wedges, or maybe the nice house behind it or museums, or maybe you want to create a house that is inspired by Frank Lloyd Wright's designs, that you want to preserve nature and help the environment by building around it and not over it. So you just have to keep in mind that even though all of this sounds super fun and it looks very good on paper, it does get a little hard. It does get a little repetitive, and maybe at some point you want to give up. I know I did when I transferred back from NMSU. I really didn't want to go back to school, and I really didn't know what to do. The most important thing to remember is to never give up. Don't give up. You can always do it. Whatever you set your mind to, it is possible. Yes, it'll take time and it'll take a lot of hard work and dedication, but it is very, very possible. Also, if you feel like you can't do it anymore, just know that there's help. There's resources out there, especially right now when you're in middle school or high school or even the beginning of college or even during college. There is GEARUP, there is tutoring given by professors, there is study groups, there is help online. There's a lot of resources that you can use. You just have to dig a little deeper. Also, just keep in mind that you have to choose a school that you really, really like. Don't do it because you want to get away from your family or get away. Do it because it has benefits for you, because it's going to help you. Also, it's okay to take breaks and it's okay to ask for help. But if you take breaks, just make sure you're always ready to come back, because it does get a little hard. I speak from experience. It gets a little hard, but it's always the best feeling to come back. Also, there is a very big issue with friends. You have to surround yourself with good people, people that will boost you up, people that will give you confidence, and people that will help you through it. Because if you surround yourself with the wrong people, all they're going to want to do is bring you down. So don't surround yourself with those kind of people. And lastly, don't be prideful. Like I said before, you can ask for help, and it's totally okay to ask for help. Actually, when you ask for help, you end up doing better. So make sure you look for those resources. Look for your career center. Look for your college center at school where they can help you with your financial aid and applying to colleges and doing all of that and helping you with essays and stuff like that. So the information, I got it from mymajor.com, and if you want to go and see all the skills that I didn't list in this video, you can go and look for them at mymajor.com. Just look for the architecture and engineering and just scroll all the way down till you land on the landscaping architect section. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped a little bit, and remember, don't give up. You can do everything you set your mind to. Thank you.